So this is the part of our podcast where we get into what we call the So New England segment. So I'm going to kind of curate these questions to match a bit more of your vibe. So one question that we ask here is, what is your favorite New England food? Instead, I'm going to ask you what the best game day food lineup is. You're coming to TD Garden for the first time and you want to have a good experience with the food. What are you telling people to eat? What are you telling them to get? Is it a sausage, a hot dog, popcorn, nachos?
You can not go wrong when you go into TD, and you got to get the chicken tenders there. I don't care that they're frozen, whatever. Chicken tenders with honey mustard sauce is my go-to.
That Tendies bucket is no joke. No joke.
And a couple years ago, did TD send you a gift basket?
Yeah, I got the chain, I got the bucket, I got the whole thing.
I'm pretty sure that they made that stuff because I used to post about their chicken nuggets religiously for like 5 years straight.
My man needs a bag. Yeah, my man needs a paycheck here. He's got all these people. You need 5% of everything.
Hey, I'm just happy to be in the space that I'm in where it's like I'm an overindulged Celtics fan where like whenever there's collaborations, I feel as though I could send an email and easily get like access to cover it media-wise, or like a couple months ago they did
those are lockers. I
love how you know where everything is too. Like
they did like a Celtics pre-roll, and this company like sent me one. It got a cool like Celtics pin.
Damn, that's sick.
But so anything like Celtics, I'll just reach out to people, collaborate. They send me free stuff, and I like post it on my pages. Like I've been doing this before it was even called an influencer, though. I promise you,
that's
I've
facts.
been rocking with Instagram before you could even DM people. So I've been, that's how long I've been posting about the Celtics.
I love it. So New England food, TD Garden, you're going to a Celtics game, get yourself a bucket of nuggies. Okay, another question that we ask here is...
Can I say one thing depressing, though? Do any of you guys recall the Fours?
No.
Mm-mm. Okay, the Fours used to be a restaurant outside the Garden, and during COVID, they closed down. But I will put their buffalo chicken nachos up against anything in the entire world, and those buffalo chicken nachos would have came out on top, but it's devastation that they closed.
Damn. Yeah.
I think there's another location in Quincy and Norwell, maybe, but their buffalo chicken nachos...
Fucking COVID.
Best in it.
COVID ruined everything.
Bastards.
No, you're good.
Like, bring that up. If people know Boston,
they're going to know that. That's right.
Exactly.
Another question we ask here is we often, we have 6 beautiful states here in New England, and we often like to ask our guests to add an additional state that they've traveled to and that they've enjoyed. Instead, I'm going to ask you, what team would you love to face in the NBA Finals against the Boston Celtics? What would be the one that would really do it for you? Is it the Lakers?
If we could get a Celtics-Lakers NBA Finals in 2025, that would complete my life. Only if the Celtics win, because if the Lakers win, then it will be 18-18, and that would not be cool.
And that's another LeBron, one for LeBron. And if I'm being honest, I am the biggest LeBron hater. The biggest.
I respect LeBron, but when it's Celtics versus LeBron, it's LeBron. I'm not gonna say no bad words on here though.
Oh man, that's so good.
Completely agree.
Isn't it disgusting that we're talking so bad about somebody that owns a piece of the Red Sox right now?
That's so wild to me. That shouldn't be allowed. Like, if anything, LeBron should own a piece of the Raiders, and Tom Brady should own a piece of the Red Sox.
Yeah, that's still.
We won't get into that.
Yeah.
All right, so we can still stay on the subject of sports. Do us a favor. Rank New England sports in order. What comes after the Celtics? Celtics, obviously, number 1. And then who's number 2?
Celtics, Red Sox, Bruins, and Patriots.
All right, cool. I respect the order. Who's your favorite tennis player of all time?
How about you?
Who's your favorite tennis player of all time?
I like some guy, but then I heard he beat up his girlfriend. So
we don't like that guy no more.
I got to vet some more people, so make sure they're good people before I root for them. But that's why I really love this Celtics squad right now, Ian, because these guys are not only good guys on the court, but off the court, we got a bunch of guys up and down the roster that are good people.
Love that.
Absolutely.
Did you know that
But I
Joe
still wouldn't trust
Mazzulla
him.
is a Rhode Island guy?
Hell yeah, this guy puts on for
That's
his
right.
state. He grew up a Celtics fan. He comes back to his state too. He got recognized this summer by the mayor and the governor down there. So yeah, I will be very proud to be from Rhode Island.
You know
if
the
I
kind
were you.
of basketball player he was at West Virginia, at least, and I know in high school it was a little different. He went to Hendrick and he was really good, but at West Virginia, if you made a college player after Tony Allen, it was Joe Mazzulla. Swear to God.
That's facts.
Yep.
Joe Mazzulla was a dog.
He
Like,
was
he
an
was just
absolute
hard?
dog and would guard anybody.
I went to
like
the same
that.
high
I see
school
the
as Joe
pictures
for
of
2
this
years.
Just two.
I had to put it out
Sure.
there.
Hey.
I had to put it out there. He graduated
Was
the
he
year
a
before I
psycho
got there.
back then?
So
I went to high school with Joe for 2 years, but he graduated the year before I got there.
I went to the
Make it
same
make
high
sense.
school as Joe, I said.
Make it make sense.
Jealous much?
I think we're very lucky to have him as the coach
right.
of the Celtics. I think.
What do you think
like,
of his interview style?
He's
You
come
like
a
that?
long way. I actually really like
it.
it. Some people it turns them off, but I just feel like I'm in a world where I know everybody's human, and I just can't imagine to be in this guy's shoes every day with people asking him like the ridiculous questions that they ask him.
Right.
So some of his clapbacks, like
Yes.
I kind of like see where he's coming
100%.
from.
I love that.
I love when he goes at the media.
My favorite is still when he's getting interviewed and he's like, "Oh, when JT's gets to have all this stuff." He goes, "Exactly. He gets to. He's like, and I was like, love that shit, man.
Sometimes I just want to give the dude a hug, but that would be weird. Grown ass man just coming up to him and giving him a
Yeah,
hug.
for real.
But I say that, but like I mean it in the sense of like I appreciate what he's done, Like,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He's put on for his state. He's put on for Boston. He's put on for the Celtics. He's a great guy to have representing the organization. So one last question for you. How do you feel about this sale? Celtics getting sold. Have you looked up into the new owner? How are you feeling about the transition?
So I would, instead of going so deep into it and just giving my answer quickly, I'm intrigued by it. I think that he's going to be a decent owner, but I'm also just nervous in the whole as like everything is approaching things that are like too expensive. Like the tickets are really like at a bubbling point where it's like, if they increase them, like continually increase them like 20% like they've been doing the last like 4 years, like I don't know when people are going to tap out, but like there's just a lot of chatter of like Celtics are losing the real fans, and like sooner or later, like it's scary enough that like that might happen. That's all I'm worried about.
It is
Fair
getting
point.
it is getting far too expensive, and I think it goes again. I think it's just because of the winning culture.
Yeah.
You have so many studs that people want to come see. Horford, Porzingis, Derek White. I'm a huge fan of Pritchard, obviously, and then you got JT and Jalen. It's like, when you have, it's very rare that the teams are this stacked where there's that many likable people that people really want to see. And us Boston, fans, we're just crazy, man. We live for this sports shit. So.
And this podcast, we just brushed on Celtics. We didn't do like deep dives or nothing. But this summer, it will be very interesting for the Boston Celtics. And that sale is over their head. And there's a couple players that might have to be on their way out.
Right.
So like,
Red Sox crack and the Celtics fly. Patriots fight and the Bruins grind. From 6 great states, we raise this sound. New England